Brilliance Audio presents Everyone Knows You Go Home by Natalia Sylvester, performed by Frankie Corzo. They were married on the Day of the Dead, El Día de los Muertos, which no one gave much thought to in all the months of planning, until the bride's deceased father-in-law showed up in the car following the ceremony. He manifested behind the wheel, then stretched his arm over the back of the passenger's seat as he turned to face Martin and Isabel. "Beautiful ceremony, mijo," he said. The couple's smiles froze. It seemed to take an eternity for either of them to speak, and when they did, they had little more than mumbles. Her whole life, Isabel had heard stories about spirits who spent this one day of the year with family. As a child, she had built altars for her great-grandparents, vibrant tributes made out of open shoeboxes adorned with paper flowers, and pictures of religious figures that looked a lot like the dioramas she created in grade school. In her teens, her family congregated around her great-aunt's grave to clean it. One year, her mother even brought a battery-operated vacuum for the stone. "Today we remember our dead," her mother always said. "We honor them." Martin's father looked more frazzled than dead, as if he was running late because he had been caught in traffic. Isabel looked to her new husband for guidance and was shocked to realize he seemed annoyed. Not afraid, because honestly her father-in-law looked harmless, just like in the few pictures she had seen of him. No, Martin looked like he had simply bitten into a pepper that was hotter than anticipated. "Did you know this would happen?" she said. "No, but it's typical of him. Typical. Only someone so shameless would show up to a wedding uninvited." "Martin, please." She hadn't expected him to be so rude. She hadn't expected any of this at all, but her instincts to remain polite and respect her elders were deeply ingrained, even more than her assumptions about life and death, apparently. And so her efforts to understand the situation were quickly overridden by her desire to make everybody feel comfortable. It was the first time she had met her father-in-law. She smoothed her white dress, which was bulging into every inch of the seat, and straightened her veil over her shoulders. "Aren't you going to introduce us?" The old man sat quietly, waiting. "I'm not talking to him," Martin said. "Martin, you can't be serious." At this, her father-in-law smiled and leaned toward her, through the small space that separated the front and back of the white Rolls-Royce they had rented. "He is, I promise you. That kind of stubbornness runs deep in our blood. Isabel, I'm Omar, though I hope they at least told you my name." "Of course, encantada," she said. In ordinary circumstances, she would have leaned in to kiss him, hug him even, but these were not ordinary circumstances. She didn't know what laws governed the dead. Could they touch? Feel? Hold? Omar seemed as if he might shift the car out of park any moment now. Instead, he placed his hand over hers, and she felt not a solid touch, but a vibrant warmth, like gentle electricity. Her eyes lit up, but Martin scoffed and turned away. "Omar," she said, letting his name empty her lungs. "Will you be joining us for the reception?" What a foolish thing to say. "You are very kind to ask, Isabel. Thank you." He stepped out of the still open door of the car and began walking toward the church gardens. Neither Isabel nor Martin attempted to follow.